Tokyo Ghoul episode 2. The boy Kaneki turned into a beast and just went ham like a motherfucker. And I can't even lie. Right now, this has become like my favorite series so far. But let's go ahead and just get into it. Pretty much, man, what happened in this episode was, again, he's still trying to come to grips with being a ghoul and all that type of stuff, still trying to retain his humanity or whatever. And it starts off with him in an alley again, and, you know, he's kind of like trying to throw up the human body parts and human flesh that he's just consumed, you know, because he was force-fed it by Toka or whatever. So he's trying to, like, you know, throw that up and come to grips with that or whatever. But then he also starts to, like, you know, berate himself and berate them for being ghouls, you know, calls them monsters and that type of stuff. And she flips the fuck out and, you know, she starts to whoop his ass or whatever because she's just like, dude, you were human up until this point. You were living a good life up until this point. I was born like this. So are you saying that, you know, my life was worthless from the day I came out? You know what I'm saying? So that happened. And then another guy showed up. You know what I'm saying? I'm assuming he's kind of like the de facto leader of the ghouls or whatever, but he shows up and, you know, he like helps Kaneki out and all that type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? And she's questioning why he's helping her. I mean, why the guy is helping Kaneki, and the guy tells the girl, just like, listen, man, remember that report that was on the news about 2 teens getting injured in this thing? Well, he was one of them, and as we know, Rizzo was the other one, and that's why the organs were transplanted into this kid. So yeah, he's half and half and all type of stuff, so don't worry about it or whatever. And Kaneki, he goes home and all that type of stuff, man, and again, the whole thing with the flesh is really plaguing him, man. And I honestly have to say that the music and the animation in this anime is fucking amazing. I'm really in awe and shock that much money and time and effort was spent on animating like certain little scenes, man. Like especially the pain and angst in this character's face. Like Kaneki shows a lot of that turmoil in his face. You're just kind of like, wow, like they spent a lot of money on that. But he goes back to school or whatever, man. I'm assuming he was in college because the school, one, he didn't have a uniform on. The school that he went to was kind of like multi-level, and I ain't ever seen a high school in Japanese anime that looked like that. So I'm assuming that he's in college, and then something else confirms it afterwards. But he goes back to school or whatever, and Hide is there. Just found out in this episode his name is Hideyoshi. And the Hide part is just a nickname. It's the first 4 letters of his first name. Because at first I was going to call him Hyde, because that's what I thought his name was. I thought it was Hyde, but it's Hide. So Hideyoshi Hide. I was like, okay. But he goes back to school, and Kaneki is like, you know, he's still struggling with himself, whatever. But you know, Hide is happy to see him. He's just like, man, what took you so long? Blah 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 blah. And then he's like, hey, we have to go to this guy's class. I have to do something with this guy. And it was Nishio, you know what I'm saying? I think I'm saying his name right, Nishio. I think we had to go to Mr. Nishio's class, but it turns out it's that same fucking douchebag with the glasses who was just whooping Kaneki's ass in the last episode. Who was like, "This is my territory, and how would you feel if you caught, you know what I'm saying? Like if you walked down and saw your girlfriend, it was a guy standing over her with his pants down. That guy, the guy who whooped his ass in the last episode, and that's the one who Hide was going to meet." You know what I'm saying? And when they see each other, like, you know, Kaneki's just like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? And the dude was just kind of like, that's interesting. And I was just like, oh shit, there's going to be some drama. I already knew it. So they go away or whatever. Like they walk into Nishio's house because apparently he has to get something or whatever that Hide needs. And all of a sudden he just kicks the fuck out of Hide, knocks him out. Just kicks him and knocks him out. And then he starts to go after Kaneki. You know what I'm saying? He's like, man, like this is, you know, this is your meal right here. You're walking with your meal, pretending like you guys are friends. I see how you are. You real slick, you know. And Kaneki's like, nah, dog, I'm not like you. Okay, I'm not like you, man. That's my friend. That's my homie. That's my friend. You know. And he starts to choke him and all type of stuff, man. And he was choking him, and he was just whooping his ass. And then he goes towards Hide. He starts stomping on him. You know what I'm saying? And then he's like, I'm going to move in on your prey. Is that fine? You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, oh man, what's about to happen? And then Kaneki's on the ground, you know what I'm saying? He's like bloodied up and he can't like fight back, and he's just kind of laying there beating and stuff. And then the guy, Nishio, I hope I'm saying that shit right. I should look it up, but I hope I'm saying it right. He like uses his powers and like produces like what looks like a bluish, greenish type of appendage that can be like the length of it can change and the shape can be manipulated, because in the end he kind of forms it into like a dagger sword type of thing or whatever, and he's about to stab Hide, and all of a sudden, man, Kaneki loses his shit and he produces those same like spider-like leg appendage things that Riza could do or whatever. He produces them out of his back and he charges the guy, and man, like they fucking go at it. And Kaneki, like, I'm assuming he kills him because like the guy just kept stabbing him on the inside, just kept ripping him apart, and the guy was like, I'm dying, I'm dying, I'm dying, I'm dying, I'm dying, I'm dying. And that scene again was just beautifully animated because I was like, look at this guy's face, and like just the way he kept saying, I'm dying, I'm dying, I'm dying, I'm dying. I was like, whoa, this shit is getting real, you know what I'm saying? And Kaneki, like, you know, throws him into like what looks like a vent, and the guy's head is in between two of them, and he's just kind of stuck like this, and I was just like, whoa, Kaneki just went beast mode on this motherfucker, like, no shit, he just went beast mode. And then, like, he goes down to see if Hide is alright, and then that's when Riza pops up or whatever, like, she keeps popping up, Riza keeps popping up, and I'm glad that they do that, you know what I'm saying, because she was the ghoul, so she should be his voice, you know what I'm saying, for temptation, and that's what she's doing, she's tempting him, you know what I'm saying, she's just like, look how good this dude looks, you know what I'm saying, like, look at his flesh, look at it, and this is your prize, man, you saved him, man, like, you should just go ahead and do this. And Kaneki was about to like give in to the temptation. He was like, you know what, you're right. This is my prize. This is my goal. And he was about to take a chunk out of Hide, man. But then Toka showed up and they have a fight or whatever. And then Kaneki wakes up and he's in, you know, another place with that same old man. And you know what I'm saying, Hide's bandaged up and all type of stuff. And then the dude was like, man, you almost gave in to this ghoul temptation or whatever. He was like, you know, you almost hurt your friend. Are you alright with that? You know, Kaneki started crying. He was like, nah, man, I'm not alright with that. You know, this is like, I'm not human anymore, and I'm not quite a ghoul. Like, this is the one, like, I don't belong anywhere. And the guy was like, no, you're wrong. You are the one person who can fit in both worlds. Why don't you join our group? I can't remember the name of the group. It began with an A. Antiku or something like that. He was just like, why don't you join our group? You know what I'm saying? And you can see if we are the monsters who you think we are, but at the same time, you can still maintain your humanity and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then it cuts away from that, and it shows these two guys standing on that same thing that when Rize and that guy with the mask on in episode 1 had their fight, and he dropped his pliers. She dropped the pliers, like that guy. These two people standing on that same little site that they were on or whatever, and it looks like they're collecting information about the ghouls in the area or whatever. And that one guy, he got like that Uncle Ruckus shit going on. And it made me laugh because I was just like, wow, look at this dude's eyes, big as shit. And yeah, man, he finds the pliers, and apparently they're going to go into the city and do something. I don't know exactly what they're going to do, but they're going to go down there and do something, man. Probably go after Kaneki because they're going to, you know, you're going to like, I'm assuming that the power, you know what I'm saying, because it's the same, they're going to be able to recognize it, and they're going to go after him and all type of stuff, man. And, you know, it's going to be epic to see, man. This shit is fucking amazing. I'm not going to lie. This is beautifully animated. That scene where Kaneki was crying, like, it just looked real as shit. And then the scene where he, like, salivating of how hungry he is, he just like, he's just struggling with it. I was just like, whoa, this is a beautifully animated series, man. I'm talking about beautiful. It is beautiful. The opening theme song I heard for the first time today, the lyrics fit the fuck out of, you know what I'm saying, the series, what they're talking about. The lyrics work, but the music is kind of just like, I'm like, what? Like, the music just sounds weird to me. It's not bad. It just sounds weird, but the lyrics work. The outro, same thing for me. The lyrics work, but the music just kind of sounds like what? Not bad, but just different. I wasn't expecting it, you know. But let me know what you think about Tokyo Ghoul. Let me know what you thought about this episode in particular, because if you were going to show someone an episode to get into the show, it would be this one. I mean, I would show people, I always show people the first episode. It's like, if the first episode don't get you, then why keep watching it? But if you were going to really get someone into the series, damn sure show them this one. You know what I'm saying? Because this was a fucking epic-ass, baller-ass episode, man. Let me know what you thought about it, though, man. Those are my thoughts. Vasher St. Pete, gone.